What's going on, everybody? Ariana Madix's brother has been arrested for being a ding dong. We have Sutton Stracke store, which has closed. She is making her official statement and giving us the reasons why, which I also got. And then we have Kristen Doute, who's lent herself a new home. We have Buying Beverly Hills that just got canceled. We have a lot that we're going to get into today. So let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Hello, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hello, everybody. Hi, Amy. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Brian. Hi, Jen. Hi, Ayoko. Hi, Christina. Hi, Joe. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Susan. What's up, guys? What's going on? Hi, Kat. Hi, Michael D. Whew. The live chat is on fire today. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Stacy. Hi, April. Hi, Danny. Hi, Mama Diaz. Hi, El Rios. What's up? Welcome on in, El Rios, becoming a member of the Zack Pack on YouTube. Guys, let me know where you're watching this live stream from or where you're listening to this from so I can give you a little shout out across the globe. Whew, we have a lot to get into today. I hope you guys had a good weekend. What did I do this weekend? Yesterday I went to this event. Oh my God, you guys, I ran into, this is more of like a members only story, but you know what? Fuck it. We're going to talk about it on the main feed. Oops, sorry. I'm not supposed to curse within like the first 2 minutes. Sorry, YouTube. I said, duck it, right? Ducks as in the quack, quack, quack. You know, that's what I said, YouTube. Sorry. Happy Monday, guys. What's up? Birdie. We have Michelle from Northeast US, Tyler from Vegas, Kat from Jersey. What up? Okay, so I went to this event. Yes, maybe I'll give you more details about the event on members only, which will be later this week. Our bonus episodes. If you're a member of the Zack Pack, you can catch up on previous members only, or you can stay tuned for this next one. But I ran into Zack with the hair from the Valley, which we'll get into all the tea, but it was just funny. So I went to this event yesterday. It was at the Godfrey. It was the rooftop. It was kind of just like a pool party. But so ended up going there. And we have this mutual friend that I've known, who actually also lives here in downtown. And he, I guess, knows Zack. He knows a lot of the Vanderpump people, but he knows Zack. And so I was just sitting there kind of chit-chatting with him. I was there with Andy, and I don't know if you guys watched last week's episode of the Pop Report. Lewis was at the event with us. And so we went, and I was talking to this mutual friend of mine and Zack with the hair. And got like separated from my group. So it was just me and this other guy, and we were like chatting and catching up, whatever, right? And then Zack gets there with like his friend, and they walk up to us and just like wouldn't even like say hello to me, wouldn't acknowledge me, wouldn't speak to me. Like it was so strange and random. I was like, there are literally four of us in this, like four of us right here, right? It's me, our mutual friend, Zack, and then Zack's other friend that he brought to the party with him. First of all, Zack's other friend was a total douchebag, like total, like just strange, like just, I don't know. He maybe, had imbibed on something before getting there. He was just very, very strange. Maybe you can suggest a hairstylist to Zack with the hair. He didn't speak to me. Like he literally, neither one of them, like I'm literally we clearly have a mutual friend. If I'm standing here talking to this other dude, they would not look at me. They didn't say hi to me. They didn't acknowledge me. Like just, I was like, okay, this is weird. And I know like quite a few of the Vanderpump Rules cast, not the Valley cast members, but the Vanderpump Rules cast members. But even the Valley cast members, even like when I've met any of them in person or seen them at events or whatever, the ones that I know and even the ones that I don't even know that well, they've always been like nice and polite and gracious. And like this is why it's important to just like not be an asshole to people. Because I ran into him again later in the day because I was like, I just like walked away. I was like, I'm not engaging in this. I was like, and I told my friend, I was like, I'm gonna go grab another drink. And I like walked away. I was like, yeah, not going back. So yeah, Kristen went on your show. He knows that's the thing. I also think like even when the Valley first came out and people were like giving him crap online, I think I like DM'd him and sent him like a nice actually, let's pull this up. So Yeah, I think he let me see. Feel like I DM'd him. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't say anything nice. It wasn't, like, nice about him, but it was, like, commentary about the show and, like, a critique that I had of one of the other cast members. But so he, like, double tapped and, like, liked it. So I mean, I don't know, not that, like, you should know who I am, but it's, like, it's not even just knowing who I am, it's just, like, being courteous enough to, like, acknowledge other people. His friend was way worse, though. The other dude that he brought with him, total douche, like, total douche. I was like, "This energy is, like, not my vibe. I'm gonna peace out here. I'm gonna go back to the bar, buy myself an overpriced drink." It was quite the day. It was quite the interesting vibe, quite the interesting event. You should give him your hairdresser's number. I would never do that to her. I would never put her through, a client like that. But I'm just like, dude, like you're literally like not even a main cast member on The Valley, like the spinoff of Vanderpump Rules. Like, chill. Like you can be polite enough. He's a lot taller in person than I was expecting. But yeah, people tend to think they're more important than they are. I mean, listen, it just, no wonder he wasn't invited to Janet's baby moon. Yeah. Oh, this is the guy from The Valley. Yeah, Brian, that Zach with the good hair. Zach with the whatever. People drag him for his hair enough. But I was just like, just, it's not hard to like introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm so and so. Hi, I'm this person. Hi, whatever. So yeah, that was just sorry, random little side tangent. But everybody else at the event was very lovely. Everybody else that I got to speak to and meet and chit chat with, and it was very nice. Like even Jax, always lovely when I see him out. And I don't know Jax well, Like I don't have Jax's number. I'm not texting with Jax. I don't, Jax has never been on my podcast. But even when I do see Jax out at events and whatnot, always lovely, always very polite, always very nice. So yeah, just strange. Whatever. Moving on. That's how a great love story starts. Oh, shut up, Ndub. Oh God, what a throwback. Shut up, Ndub. Actually, a very different. That was a very different situation. Um, Joe says, I don't know if Zach would date someone else also named Zach or would I? No, I would not. I never would. But very different scenario and Ndub. Um, so yeah. Anyway, what else are we talking about? Ariana Madix's brother. Yeah. So Ariana's brother was arrested was arrested recently, not regularly. I don't know if he's been arrested before. But so what's really interesting is this news broke on TMZ over the weekend. And obviously, if you're a member on members only, you got more like as the news broke, we covered it more in depth on the members only. So I'll just kind of, give you the highlights here. But so he was arrested for trying to bring over 100 pounds of weed to Germany. So him and his friend decided they were going to fly from Florida to Germany, and they ended up having 3 suitcases packed with weed. And they thought that they were going to be able to, you know, take it to take it across the border and into a foreign country and do who knows what with it. Obviously, sell it, I would assume, because like, what are you going to do with 100 pounds of pot? It's just like, huh? Hmm, hmm. The comment about Zach's friend, and you wonder why people don't like you. What comment about my friend or his friend? Oh, I know why people don't like me. And I'm happy to call a douche a douche. I have no problem with that. So people don't like plenty of people love I people here's the thing. I don't need anybody to like me or dislike me or love me or not love me. I love myself enough with all of us. But yeah. But so yeah, Jeremy Maddox arrested. So this happened back in February. February 16th is when this incident occurred. But Jeremy wasn't even arrested until July 10th. So one, the fact that this didn't make it into the news sooner, but also it was just strange. Like Incident happens February 16th, arrested July 10th. His friend that he was with, I believe, was arrested back in May. Um, it's possible that Jeremy might even so he was arrested here in California. They finally came, they got him, and then they extradited him back to Florida. And I believe he might still be in custody. It's not entirely clear what the current status is, but I guess they were trying to get through security, and security saw lots of, a leafy green substance in their bags. Security then decided to check it, found out that there was between the two of them, there was over 100 pounds of pot. And then they decided to and then they said they couldn't speak about why the pot was in their luggage until they had an attorney present. So at some point they were released and allowed to come back to California. And the other guy was caught and they arrested him in May. He was more recently arrested on July 10th. So he got arrested a month ago. So how all of this has flown under the radar until TMZ finally got the court records is kind of crazy. But also, what did you just fall out of a coconut tree? Like, who thinks that they're gonna what are you doing with 100 pounds of pot and you're just gonna casually, throw it in your suitcase, no questions asked? And, what happens when you get to Germany? What happens when you have to go through customs? What did he think then? Does he think it's that easy to just, smuggle drugs? Is that you know? I don't understand what was going on, what was going through his brain that, I genuinely don't understand. TMZ was like, "This isn't news, we will skip it." Apparently, until it became news, I don't know. But so, yeah, they're trying to get him released on bond because he's a good member. He's going to school and he has a job here in California. I'm like, they make it sound like he's this 17-year-old kid. I'm like, he's a grown ass man that broke the law. So I think he faces a minimum of 3 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. And obviously he lost out on all the weed that he wasn't able to take to Germany, which why he was going to Germany or what he was thinking of doing. Yeah, this is a trafficking case. I wonder if they were spilling about where they got it from. I, Great question. We don't have many details about this. Apparently, the press has reached out to Ariana for comment. She hasn't, but his mom ended up writing a character letter saying that he's such a good boy and that he checks on her regularly. He wants to make sure that his mom is doing okay. So he checks on her. I'm like, great. Now he can check on you from prison because he broke the law. This wasn't a little accident. He was a kid that got caught with some pot, right? No, he was literally packing suitcases of weed. So didn't he just get engaged to his fiance? Yep. Yep. Is his fiance going to stick around for 3 years? Great question. Don't know. Will Nancy write a character letter for you, Zach? I would hope so. In Norway, pot is illegal, and I don't understand why he did this. I don't either. Other people were saying he could have flown to, or he could have done something in Amsterdam. But also, you're not allowed to just go on an airplane and bring 100 pounds of any drug. That's just not a thing you're allowed to do because that's obviously not for recreational usage. That's for distribution, one would assume. It's Joe says this is a prime opportunity for Sandoval to help him out and be a good big brother to him. His mother better put money on Jeremy's books. Yeah, if she wants him to check on her, she better put some money on his books so that he can call her. It was just wild. He's lucky it was not China or Russia. He didn't even make it to Germany, guys. He literally didn't even make it past security at the Florida airport. I think it was Orlando. Yeah. He's going to make it on America's Dumbest Criminals. He's definitely up there. It's just one of those things where, where did you get actually, the fact that his mother's even writing him a character letter, that's your bad, girlfriend. You're keeping him way too comfortable because if he thinks that this is okay and you're just going to be like, he's a good boy, he gives me calls to make sure I'm okay and he's in school right now and you know what, he's trying to make the honor roll. Sorry, but if you're past the 7th grade, you don't need to be making the fucking honor roll. You don't even need to be making the honor roll in high school. What does it really do for you? Think about it. Any person that you went to school with, that you went to high school with, that was on the honor roll, where are they now? Where, like, literally, what are they doing with their lives now? What has the honor roll done for them in life? Please tell me. Why do they even make us work for the honor roll? Like, no, thank you. What does the honor roll teach you? That if you follow all the rules, you'll get rewarded? I've never followed the rules. I've broken all the rules and I've never been happier because it taught me in life that sometimes you just have to bend a few rules and, well, don't take 100 pounds of pot onto an airplane, but we want to make sure we abide by some rules. But you know what? Breaking the rules makes you a lot more of an innovative thinker. Stacy says, "I'm watching you right now. Honor roll right here." Okay, but Stacy, what did the honor roll really do for you? Honestly. Like, what did, like, other than bragging rights from when you were in high school, like, yeah, I banged the football player. So did I. I banged the football player. I went to an all boys high school. I banged the football player. You know what he's doing now? He's still living at home. Okay. He still hits me up every once in a while. And he's still straight. So there's that. The honor roll is about being as good as popular in high school. Exactly. Ooh, Marianne Stout taking jabs. Sharon says a ribbon and a certificate. What about the bumper sticker? Remember do you see the bumper stickers where they're like, my kid is student of the month at X high school? I'm like, great. How long ago was that? Because I know it's not every month. Like, how stupid is that? You give them a bumper sticker to keep on the bumper forever? Great marketing, though. Honor roll got you a dumb certificate, and that's it. Doesn't it get you into a better college? Does it? I feel like everybody applying for college, like, does community service, and you know what gets you into a good college? Blowing the dean. And he's still straight. Yeah. Yeah. What is the honor roll? We don't have that in Norway. The honor roll just means I got good grades. I got lots of good grades. Sharon says the embarrassing mom bumper stickers are cringe. Student of the month, you got a certificate and a glazed donut for breakfast too. And they give you a glazed donut? A glazed donut? That's like not even $1, is it? I don't know. $1 makes me I would rather have the dollar. I don't need a glazed donut. Give me some money. Oh, man. 85% and above is honor roll. Really? 85% and above is not that hard to achieve. I was always like a straight C student, even a D. I was like, you know what? I still graduate with a D. I had other priorities. I didn't graduate and I made just fine honors with a full ride with my master's. You didn't graduate and you still got your master's? How did that work out? You know what? Good for you. Like I said, guys, it's not about getting the honor roll, it's about who you're willing to blow. And NW knows the dean very well. She's like, I didn't even graduate. I don't even have a high school diploma. And you know what? I got a full ride with my master's. Holla. Zach always went for the D. Oh. Listen, I didn't mind. Like, when I got a D, I was like, okay. And then I remember, like, some professors would be like, do you want to retake the class? I'm like, do I still get the credit? Okay. D's don't get degrees. Nope. But if you got double D's, then you can make more money at the strip club. Holla. You don't need a high school diploma to go to college? What? This is news to me. I could have just skipped that era. Also, I don't know what my high school diploma does for me. It's not like I learned very much in high school anyway. I have a high school diploma and it didn't do a damn thing for me in life. It didn't get me my first job. It didn't get me my podcast. You know what? What I got more than a high school diploma is grit and drive and tenacity and perseverance and a big mouth. When you go for a job, they don't talk about honor rolls or clubs or popularity. Mary Ann Stout. I don't know. You're sounding a little bitter now. She's like, I wasn't popular and I'm good. You know what, Mary Ann Stout? You always come in here and you flex your opinions and you stand on business 10 toes down. End up says, nope, I took an exit exam at 17. I did not know this. Wow. Joe says some colleges accept GEDs in lieu of diplomas. Well, yeah, I knew that. Oh, well, duh. I thought I didn't think you even had a GED. I thought you were just like, you know what? Dropped out of high school, showed up at Harvard one day, and walked out with my master's. That makes more sense. GED to PhD. That should be my book. Listen, more people need to learn how to do that. They're over here trying to get the honor roll. I have like a 40-year-old cousin. He's like back in school and he's like trying to make the honor roll, guys. I'm like, you're too old to be making the honor roll. My other cousin, she like when she was going back to school recently too, and she was just like, I'm getting A's. I'm like, you're too old to be getting A's at this point. At this point, you just need to graduate. You need to get what you need to get from A to B. And once you get there, like your job, your boss is not going to be impressed by you being on the honor roll. What does that mean in life? Now you guys got me on a damn tangent. Last week it was about the LGBTQIA plus double spirited Native Americans, and then today it's GEDs. Okay, we have gems here. Well, at least there's hope for Jeremy Madix at this point, because now, you know. But noticeably absent from those character letters was his sister Ariana. She did not write him a character letter. Yeah. Michelle says, I skipped my senior year and went straight to college. What are these? Why do we have rules if everybody's just out here breaking them and getting degrees out of it? Like, what? Why do they teach you have to follow this system if clearly everybody's out here just making up their own rules these days? I ain't mad at that. Listen, I didn't go to I did go to high school. Sorry. I didn't well, yes, I did graduate. I went to high school up until my junior year. So my first 3 years, I went to high school, and then after that, I was like, I'm not going to go through another year of school because I only need 3 classes to graduate, and then technically I can graduate. But rather than going to school all day and having to take, I think they made us take like 7 courses. I was like, I'm not taking 7 courses for my senior year. I'm good. I'm going to take these final 3 classes. So I did homeschooling. And I homeschooled my senior year, took my last 3 classes. And guess what? That's when I was writing my books and doing my autism advocacy work. So that tipped off a 10-year career in nonprofit fundraising where I got to travel all around the world, all around the US, internationally, hosting events, working with a number of, impressive people. It was great. I loved that era of my life before dipping into podcasting full time. I loved that. But like, yeah, I made my own rules too. So everybody out here doing their to end up over here, getting her PhD. I'm like, girl, get it. Because most people that follow the system, what do they do with the system? They stay stuck in the system. They stay stuck in the matrix. Lee says, hi, Zach. I don't understand at this day that someone would attempt to carry drugs on a plane. Just stupid. Back in the 70s, you could. I guess he could never watch the movie Blow with Johnny Depp. Listen, I don't think he's all there, to be honest with you, Lee. I don't think Jeremy is quite the sharpest tool in the shed, you know? It's like a real dull um, screwdriver that broke. If Jeremy made the honor roll, he wouldn't have tried to smuggle 100 pounds of weed. Well, actually, I think he still would have because he would have been proud of himself. That's what the honor roll does is it gives you false confidence in life. So you're like, you know what? I can make it across the border with 100 pounds of weed. The honor roll and ray gun out here giving everybody the audacity to just try. Try to survive while breaking the law. And the football player was free, so he had to bounce. Oh, was he? I have a GED, great erectile discharge. Ew, Brian, that sounds gross. What is that? You're an amazing person. Thank you, Tammy Lloyd. Thank you. Janicide said, Zach is worldwide, baby. That I am. It's funny. I went on, remember when I like told everybody, hey guys, why don't you like stop, dragging Lala Ken because she's pregnant, and then the internet like went wild. It was crazy. I lost like 600 followers in like less than an hour. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then after that, people kind of got over themselves. And then eventually I gained all those followers back. But it was just wild to me that like instantly it was like people got so mad where I was like, hey guys, maybe like we don't try to berate a pregnant woman. Like I know you don't like her on a reality show and like that's cool. You can dislike her, but like to berate her the way that you guys are, like, maybe like we just like don't do that. And then people lost their shit. Well, then on Twitter yesterday, I don't remember when it was, but there was somebody posted something about like these are the worst housewives ever in the world. Oh yeah, I comb through the housewives and I personally feel like these are four of the worst kinds of people. They care very little about their actions in order to make good TV, even if it means ruining people's lives. People who are family and friends for years. And then they listed out Tamra Judge, Lisa Rinna, Margaret Josephs, and Melissa Gorga. And I'm like, what are these people talking about? And I was just like, what did I say? I said, I said, it's creepy how invested some people get in defending these people on TV that you've never met. I get disliking a reality TV villain. That's normal. But the level of obsession that some of you get over these women is wild, which is true. Like, remember when people got mad at Lisa Rinna and they were like calling QVC and demanding QVC fire her? Or Margaret Josephs? Remember when people were like calling the stores that were carrying her like beauty brushes and Candy Couture? And people were like, calling the stores and like, you need to drop Margaret Joseph's line. Like, what was she in Walmart or something? Um, and people are like, you need to not carry her product. She's an evil person. And I was like, that is obsessive. Like, that's crazy and creepy. And then so many of these crazy, creepy people were like, well, isn't that what you do? Aren't you like talking about housewives 24/7? I was like, yeah, bitch, but I get paid for it. It's my job. You're sitting there bitching for free. There's a difference. you know? And then people are like, "Oh, showing your true colors. Now you think you're better than us." I was like, "I didn't say it, you did. But, at least I got a job. I ain't doing this for fun." And I'm not, like, calling QVC to get Lisa Rinna fired. Like, there's a difference. Like, it's one thing to, like, not like somebody or to tweet an opinion. Like, that's normal. Because I think when I say these things, sometimes people take it personal and they think it's a blanket statement towards all fans. That's not what I'm saying. It's not a blanket statement. If you are not out there obsessively doing these crazy things, then my commentary is not referring to you. My commentary is only referring to the rabid fans on the internet that like it's weird. It's creepy. Like you don't even know these people and you're like going to try to harass Margaret Josephs and Melissa Gorga because what you like Teresa and you hope one day she's going to like one of your tweets, maybe even get a retweet. Cool. I'm glad that like that brings you satisfaction in life that Teresa Judice liked your tweet. Maybe just try to be like a civil human being. It's not that hard. Yeah. Nijat says, and you're not sabotaging people's livelihoods. You keep it cute and fun. I throw a little shade. I do a little whatever, but like I'm not like deliberately like wanting to ruin people's lives. And again, I like I wake up and I do this and I get paid to do it. There's a big difference. I have met several of these people. I know many of these people. It's very different. Cough, cough, Chanel Ayan. What did Chanel do? It's just crazy. People haven't much time. No, they have too much time, Laura. They have too much time. Michelle says, I took French in middle school, and all I can say is, please, can I use the bathroom? And I like French fries. Well, thank you for that fun fact, Michelle. Listen, I took Spanish in high school, and I don't remember very much. I got like C's. That was my goal in high school. I was like, as long as I can get a C and just pass to the next grade, I'm happy. You know? That's why they invented community college. And then I went to community college for 2 years and dropped out because at that point I was already working and had a good job. Brian says, someone from my work called to have me fired from my job. I'm a solo business owner with no employees. Wow. And did you take their commentary under review? I hope you did. I hope you read that comment card and like really thought about it all weekend. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have to discuss today? We talked about Jeremy Max. Oh, Sutton Stracke. Her store is closing. I just read that Jax was fired. Oh, I don't think Jax is fired. No, I haven't seen anything or heard anything about Jax getting fired. But Sutton Stracke. So this was posted over the weekend. It was just this photo of Sutton's store, and there's a for lease sign in front of the store, which, interesting timing now that the season is wrapped and now the store is up for lease. So apparently the storefront is closing. So the store, like the actual store is closing. However, she's moving it to online sales. I believe she's still keeping an office, but that storefront space that she had, which listen, to be honest, storefronts are expensive. In West Hollywood, that place that she got is a lot of money. And I know she makes a lot of money in her spousal support checks. What does she get? Like 300,000 a month? So I know she's getting a lot of money. But to be throwing it down the drain to spend it on a storefront that I don't even know how many people are realistically shopping at it, because like, nobody I mean, online shopping is really where everything's at. That's not to really shade Sutton. First of all, the location her store is in, yes, is in West Hollywood, but it's off the main Santa Monica Strip, and it's kind of, like, down, that it's not really something that it's not, like, in the foot traffic area where there are a lot of shopping stores, right? It's kind of off to the side, that's more of, like, those boutique appointment-only spots, but I don't think there are many like, here's the thing when it comes to housewives businesses, you need to and I've said this about, like, Meredith Marks Jewelry, I even said this about, like, Erica Jane's hair care, like, a lot of times with that specific business, like you either need a very specific like niche audience, like with Eric and her hair care line. Like I would think the smartest thing to do is to like sell them to studios who have professional, hair stylists and makeup artists, or to target the hairstylist community because they were like professional hair care. It was a line of professional hair care or professional hair extension, sorry. And like Meredith Marks Jewelry, like most of the Housewives fans are not majority of the people that watch these shows are not within that tax bracket where they're going to be spending that type of money on luxury jewelry, right? So when it came to Sutton's store, some of those prices were not cheap. You have to intentionally get to her store. Yeah, that's the point that I was trying to make. The location that Sutton's store was in, I've also made the same critique with like Schwartz and Sandy's. The location that it's in doesn't have a lot of foot traffic where it's not like Rodeo Drive, right? Where there's just like a strip of all of these luxury stores and you're kind of just going from one store or one boutique to the next. It was off to the side. So it was still expensive for its location in West Hollywood and for its proximity to Santa Monica Boulevard. However, it was not something that somebody would casually just like stroll by and possibly pop in. It would need to be like an appointment only. And I don't know how many Housewives fans were looking to make appointments at the store, right? I think a lot of people that like Sutton would go and maybe buy like a merch shirt. And I know she eventually started adding like Let the Mouse Go t-shirts, like merchy type stuff that was more of the novelty of Housewives that more Housewives fans would purchase rather than the luxury, high-end items. So Sutton should spin it as sustainability as her clothes are upcycled. Are they upcycled? No, they're not. Are they? But she actually, funny enough, she is doing that. Um, that's exactly what she said in her statement. It was about sustainability. Let me read you her statement. Um, she said, "I hear those streets are talking about my store. If you want the realty, just ask the pot. Good things are coming. I love WeHo, and we are in this together. Hashtag sustainable fashion. Hashtag circular fashion. At the Sutton concept, at Sutton brands are only getting better. Thank you for your patience." Yeah, so like I said, the storefront is closing. She's keeping the online store going. I believe she's going to have like an office that she's keeping to at least um, like for appointments and stuff. I don't know how many of those she's having, but like, at least she can keep that business on the side without needing the expense of having that storefront open. Envy is so good. Actually, the clothes are amazing. Well, that's I think the difference with Envy is I think Melissa Gorga was smart enough to not let it be all luxury goods. That's why I said like Meredith Marks had to pivot her brand to have more affordable pieces that the everyday housewife fan who would be interested in going would want to go and shop at, right? Um, Envy is cute at least. Yeah, Envy is not like Melissa Gorga designed clothes or luxury items. Like they're clothes that people can go and shop. It's a boutique. It's affordable, right? So any random, and I'm not entirely sure about the location of Envy. I know she has more than one location. I believe like two or three, maybe. But that's the difference. The price points are more affordable. The style is a little younger, so it's something that anybody can kind of walk in. It's practical, yeah, Christina. It's practical. It's affordable. So I think that makes a lot more sense. Circular means using discarded fabrics and recycling or upcycling into clothes. Oh, well, that's smart. I didn't know what circular fashion meant. I also don't own a store. So, you know, there are so many stores closing in that area, even Fred Segal, Vivian Westwood, all that. Yeah, because it's not, again, people are shopping mostly online. It's not really worth it. And then you have all the cash and grab, smash and grabs that are happening, especially in those areas where people are just breaking into these stores, stealing everything, and then walking out with it. That it's like, it doesn't make sense. That's why the security at a lot of these stores has been major beefed up. That's why I'm not surprised that they turned Bethany down at Chanel when she looked homeless. So, yeah, she has 2 in areas of average people. Oh, thank you, Marianne Stout. Uh, so, yeah, we'll see. A Sutton Concept men's t-shirt is $45. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little, but again, it's because, I mean, I think like 30 is like a more average price point, but she's still trying to stay in that luxury goods. Rank these stores from best to worst. Sign Concept, Envy, Tag, She by Sheree, G&A, Le Archive. I don't know most of those. I know Sign Concept and I know Envy. I know She by Sheree, but there was never a store, right? She by Sheree was just always like online joggers. Spring, summer, September. What is G&A? What is Archive? What is Tag? Why didn't you put down Kyle's store? Remember Kyle had Kyle by Elaine too, or she also had that new one that she opened in Palm Springs recently that we don't see anymore. Just look up OK Magazine reported that Jax was not fired, according to some random person close to production. That was posted 18 hours ago. Oh, OK Magazine. Oh, yeah. I don't think Jax was not fired. Why would Jax be fired? That doesn't even make sense. We all know she does not need the profit, if there is any, from that boutique of hers. She gets like 300,000 a month. Yeah, it was more of a niche hobby to give herself something to do. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I don't think anybody was like, "Oh, yeah, this is how she makes all her money is through Sutton Concept." It's a newer store. She built it when she was um trying to become a housewife. When she was a friend of, she'd like opened the store. I remember because she was on my podcast and she was like, "We just, we broke even this month." Like it was good. And I was like, "That's great." I was like, "We need to get you a diamond, girl." Um, Just Faux de Laughs says, "I seen you at Pine and Crane." Oh, lovely. I'm actually at Pine and Crane very often. Um, Not because it's like my favorite spot, but just because they have. I always get their minced pork on rice. 'Cause it's quick, it's easy. I just do like an Uber Eats and pick it up. It's just quick and easy. Next time, say hi if you see me out in the wild. La Archive is Marlowe's store. Oh, okay. Envy targets people that could afford the items. Yes. G and E is just Giselle and Ash. Well, see, you mixed up storefronts with like clothing brands. G and E is Giselle and Ashley. It's like an athletic line, right? Athleisure. La Archive is Marlowe's Hampton store. Tag is Candy's boutique. Got it, got it, got it. We need Phaedra to resurrect Donkey Booty when she returned. What is Donkey Booty? I don't know what that is. Janicide says, I appreciate you, Zach. Nobody watches Bravo where I live, so I just listen to you. My husband even recognizes your voice at this point. Oh, I love that. I always find it funny when people tell me that. They always have that story. They're like, I'm listening to, or they're like, I'll be listening to you. And then my husband will hear your voice in the background and be like, you're listening to Zach again. So I love all the husbands that begrudgingly listen to me. But thank you, Janicide. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, my love. Donkey Booty was Pedro's brand. Who's Pedro? That was her work. Oh, her workout video was called Donkey Booty. Birdie says my husband recognizes Zach's voice. Yeah. Okay. So that's the update on Sutton Store. That's the update on Jeremy Madix. Anna Delvey is returning to social media, guys. She is officially making a comeback, making my way downtown, walking past faces, passing them homebound. Da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Um, yeah, the judge, she was banned from going on social media for a minute because the judge told her she couldn't do that. Remember, and she was like turning the courtroom into her like own fashion show, and then she started like a fashion line, I think, with Kelly Catrone. I think it was called The Outlaw, which was funny. Listen, one thing about Anna Delvey is she is, she's quite savvy. I mean, most crooks are, but she is quite savvy. Why are we making criminals famous? I mean, I don't think we're making her famous. She hung out with like New York socialites and like became like she built her own fame. But so, I mean, ripping off rich people or like conning people into like buying her dinners and lunches, I feel like is a less, you know, offensive crime rather than like what Jen Shaw was doing or, some of the other ones. But anyway, Pedro from Nacho Libre. No, Pedro was from Napoleon Dynamite. Um, but so Anna Delvey, so I guess she was no longer allowed to be on social media, and then her attorneys are because now she's like waiting to see if she has to be deported or like what's going to happen with her. Yes, she was the fake heiress. She's out of prison. She's out of prison, but she's like facing some sort of like criminal deportation situation. And so she like has an ankle monitor and like they have to track her, but she's still living her best life, right? And her attorney said that like her being on social media poses no threat to her being a flight risk. So the judge said, fine, you're allowed to come back on social media. So this Friday, she's going to be returned. She's making her big official return, and she's probably going to be, um, an Instagram influencer now. Ha. Anna Delvey seems like she'd be a delight to work for. Sure. I can't stop laughing. Who is Pedro? Pedro is Napoleon Dynamite's friend, remember? And then Napoleon Dynamite made the shirts vote for Pedro. That's who Pedro is. And she may have bedazzled that ankle monitor. Has she? Let's see. Anna Delvey ankle monitor. Because they have to keep her. They have to keep her on track. Wow. Oh, she did. Look at. She did bedazzle it. You're right. She bedazzled it with the letter A. Look at her. Anna Delvey can have a collab with Jen Shaw. No, Jen Shaw's collabing with what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen. No, not Elizabeth Olsen. Elizabeth Holmes. Sorry. Elizabeth Holmes. She made a video being in some mansion. What, like she's Lil Tay? Do you guys remember Lil Tay? She was 9 years old. And she's like, it's your girl Lil Tay, and I'm richer than all you hoes. And she was like flexing her money because her mom was like a luxury real estate agent. And so she would take Little Tay into these mansions and have them, you know, have her take photos and stuff with their cars and their luxury handbags and all that. It's your girl Lil Tay. Not Lil Tay. Remember, and then there were the rumors that Lil Tay passed away, and then Lil Tay had to come back on the internet. She's like, it's your girl Lil Tay. I did not pass away. I'm still alive. Because remember, after the whole like scandal about like who's this Lil Tay, then like the dad came in and like I think ended up getting custody over Lil Tay because the mom was pimping Lil Tay out in all these mansions and stuff, and it was crazy. But so that's Anna Delvey. That's your update on Lil Tay. Kristen Doute has bought a new house. She just moved into a new house. And I was like, wow, we're only into season 2 of The Valley. We're already buying a house. But you know what? You do you, Kristen. I'm happy that she and Luke are living their best life. They have a new housewarming party. She has officially bought her home in the Valley. Because remember, last year, Sheena was shading her. And she's like, wow, it's so interesting. People talking about me. Meanwhile, they're in their apartment and I'm in my house. So Kristen Doute's like, flex, watch this. So Kristen and Luke are still together. I don't believe they've announced any pregnancies, so that journey may still be ongoing. But they just got a house together. We'll see what happens. 'Cause remember, she bought a house last time when she was on Vanderpump Rules, and she ended up giving the house up, and then that was a whole mess. But Good for her. Yes, I'm happy for Kristen. Shady Sheena is so underhanded and mean. Well, I think Sheena was clapping back at the crap that Kristen was talking about her. So I think it was like an in response. So I think they were doing like a tit for tat sort of situation. So I don't think Sheena just randomly took a job. Joe says she said that she was looking for a home when she was on Nick Vile's podcast and Nick offered to sell their house to her. Not sure if they could afford that. Again, they're only into season 2 of The Valley. They have to, you know. Luke ain't never moving back to Colorado. I mean, he's certainly enjoying it. He is certainly enjoying it. Cami says, Anna Delvey, that ankle bracelet makes you look poor. Well, when does an ankle bracelet ever make you look rich? Brian says, I get it about Luke. I was in Denver and every man has this rugged sexiness. Oh, okay. Did you talk about Shannon on Sheena's podcast? Oh, I didn't listen to the whole thing. I saw the clip that they posted from when the earthquake happened. No, I didn't listen to Shannon on Sheena's podcast. Yeah, only like a couple of clips. So, yeah, I guess I'll have to listen to it and maybe we'll break it down on the podcast tomorrow. Buying Beverly Hills has been canceled. It won't be coming back for season 3. It was announced over the weekend as well. Mauricio's show is not coming back for another season. So, mm, 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 mm. That's because Shady Sheena is a flip flopper. I don't think Sheena's a flip flopper. I will say this about Sheena. I think she just it gets her into trouble, but I think she just has such a pure heart and like always wants to see everybody's side of things and always kind of wants to like I think it's in her attempt to not be shady and to not be mean, which is how I feel like a lot of fans have like branded her now. It's like, oh, well, she's shady or whatever. I get how people see her as a flip flopper, but it's a lot of those like Switzerland type friends that like don't want to pick a side or they kind of want to stay in the middle and they want to appease everybody. And then they're often seen as flip floppers because, but I don't know. I wouldn't consider Sheena a flip flopper, to be honest with you. I think Sheena is just, she comes from a good place, right? She's not swaying based off of, I don't know. I think sometimes she does let the fans kind of get to her head, but I don't know. Listen, she's a sweet girl. She's got a good heart. Sheena compared Shannon to her alcoholic ex-husband. Am I right? Oh, she did. Well, guys, I haven't listened to it. I can't confirm or deny. Mo is finally out there living life. Yeah, I don't think Mo cares about the TV show. Mo's out there living with all his little girlfriends, and he's doing fine. Kyle's out there and gonna make you fall in love with me. So yeah, not everyone cuts off their friends. Sheena does. Yeah, that's the thing. Sheena's just very into emotions. She leads with her heart. Is she a Pisces? You can't always be in the middle. I understand. Joe says, have you talked to Kristen recently? If so, have you cleared up with her the comments that she made about her guesting on your live show? I haven't chatted with Kristen in a minute. Usually when people are in production filming the show, I don't, I kind of just let them go and film their shows. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll see Kristen soon or run into Kristen soon. Don't know. I tried to watch Shannon on Sheena's podcast, but it put me to sleep. Oh no, that's not good. No, Sheena only talked about it when she's easily labeled her ex as an alcoholic and was trying to say that she knows what Tamara is doing and feels bad she did that. Yeah. Tamara is going a bit hard. And that's the hard part. Is it's like I feel like Tamara's trying to come from a good place of being like everybody's enabling an addict. But it's just not landing. It's coming off a little too tough. I think she's trying to give tough love, and I think she's coming from a good place of, like, trying to give tough love of being like, "We can't continue to enable this," but I think the other thing too is it's like, you have to let somebody dig their own grave, you know? You have to let that person, do what they're gonna do, and if they hit rock bottom, then you have to let them hit rock bottom, and then as your friend, I think you have to stand by them, you know? And you be the best friend that you can be. And if you need to walk away and take distance, then you need to walk away and take distance and let them know, like, hey, I mean, I have a friend that, well, actually, I don't think he'd be bothered by me saying this. He actually just announced his anniversary of, I think, being 6 years sober, Steele from the Brav Bros. Steele and I talk all the time. It's funny. You wouldn't like a lot of us content creators, podcasters, whatever. We actually talk a lot more than you guys see us collaborate on these shows. But I talk to Steele quite often. And I remember there was an instance where there was somebody in my life that I really cared about and they were struggling and with their drinking. And I remember, talking to Steele about it or just kind of like very briefly bringing it up and referencing. And he's just like, listen, the best thing that you can do for somebody in that situation is let them fall. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, is let them fall and let them know that like, if this becomes too much for you, like you need to protect you and you need to have strict boundaries and you need to let them know that they will lose you in the process of battling their own addiction. And if they lose you in the process, like you can't feel guilty for that. You have to honor your boundaries and protect yourself because they will take you down with them. So be there for them. If they fall and they need help getting back up when they're ready to like face their own demons, you can be there for them for sure. But like you need to let them go through their own journey. And if you need to walk away and don't feel guilty about it. And, sometimes that tough love approach doesn't land. So, yeah. Susan says, you and the bros are the best. Joe says, didn't realize Stu is a private chef. I would like to taste him. I mean, taste his food. Oh, Joe. Christina says, I'm just confused why Tamara is speaking on Shannon's drinking when Tamara's had her fair share moments, aka assaulting Gina and breaking her own damn foot for being intoxicated. I mean, assaulting Gina K is a bit of a stretch. But she did what she threw wine on her, right? Back in like season 2. But here's the thing. Somebody can abuse alcohol and somebody can be an alcoholic. And I think those are two different things, right? I don't think that if you abuse alcohol for a period or you struggle with alcohol for a period or you maybe act out during a moment of being drunk, I don't think that makes you an alcoholic. I think like a true alcoholic is very different. She pushed her first but then the one, oh, and is that when Brianna was like, oh, we thought this was a classy party? That was funny. What about Scoots Magoots? What about Scoots Magoots? I enjoy Scoots Magoots too. We have a group thread, the three of us. I mostly talk to Steele though. But I do enjoy Scoots Magoots. It's not you. The person has to go through it. And sometimes all you can do is support them from afar. Yeah. And that's kind of what Steele told me. It's like, I know. It's like, it's hard. But like, you have to know that if you mean something to this person, then they will, not want to lose you and make an effort to try and, get better. And my fear was like, well, I'm afraid that like maybe this person isn't afraid of losing me. And so that was, and that's just kind of a challenge. Yeah. Heather says, my husband said that he never thought he'd listen to a podcast, but he absolutely loves your podcast. You make us laugh so hard, and we love your authenticity and realness. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Heather and Heather's husband. Dun, 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 dun. I guess that's it, right? Buying Beverly Hills, not coming back. Kristen Doute gets a house. Anna Delvey returns to social media. Jeremy Madix got arrested. Sutton store closes. And Zach from the Valley is kind of douchey. That's all I got for you. All right. Well, I'll be back tomorrow and every other day after that, forever and ever, for the rest of my life. It's just me and my flop of a podcast out here, living my best life. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope your week is off to a great start. My guy loves you too. And Jolene. I love Jolene. Jolene Lenzer, guys. Go subscribe. Show her some love. Show them all some love. Show the Bravo some love. Show Jolene some love. I was my friend Jacques from the Unpopular Podcast. He was just on Ryan Bailey's podcast. Go check them out. It was funny. They were talking about like the dating advice that I've given Jacques recently. I don't know if you'll agree with it or not. I know all the details, and I think I gave it very good advice. So, all right, give me a follow, Just Plain Zach, if you want to keep up with me. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zach. If you want to book a personalized message from me, you can book it on Cameo right now. Just head over to Cameo. You can search Zach Peter, Just Plain Zach, or you can click the link in the description below. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow is only a day away. Okay. Ciao for now. Bye.